and welcome to my podcast.
I see. We've spent. First of all, who'd have thought we'd get to this milestone?
Well, yeah, I mean, we could have died of coronavirus between now and then.
Who'd have thought? Who'd have thought we'd have gone all the way to podcast number 2?
How do I sound?
It's fine. It's your usual standard, right?
Hang on.
It's not like when you did it the other week or whatever the fucking hell you did.
How am I now?
That's Spotty Dog. That's the very fellow. No, that's you say that's the sort of investment, right, and equipment I like to see from a podcast.
Can you hear me now, Jack?
Yeah, that's Spotty Dog. That.
Oh, marvellous. Well, here we are, episode 2.
Yes. Who'd have thought?
2 of Shitcast.
Who'd have thought? Who'd have thought we would have gotten to a milestone in podcasting, a second episode.
Episode 2 of the Ballcast.
I mean, it's all down to the technical skills. You just sit over there driving about, spouting your shit, right? And I have to... Are you typing?
No, I can hear that as well. What the hell is that?
I've no idea. It isn't me.
Is it still doing it?
Doesn't seem to be, no. It sounded like someone was going ham on a keyboard.
It did sound like a fleet of tap dancing mice.
Very fat tap dancing mice.
Yeah.
So yes, yes, episode 2. Episode 2. First of all, without libeling anybody or mentioning anything, any names or the reasons behind it, I would like you to tell me again about the baby-eating Bishop of Bath and Wells, if that's at all possible. If it isn't, then we won't, or I'll edit it all out.
What would you like to know?
It was the hat and the cane and the variety of hats and stuff like that. Well, and he had a little man with him to assist with a hat on and off, and then is it doffing? You doff his hat.
Yeah, I had the pleasure, as it were, of being at a confirmation at the weekend there. And I mean, I think it was actually, you say Bishop, I think it was the next level down from the Pope. It was who turned up.
Right. Well, if these rumours are true and the Pope does have Novavirus, you could have been speaking to the next Pope, potentially. I
don't know the tier system involved in Catholicism, but he was up there.
Tiers of Catholicism? What a band.
He was a top tier Catholic. Anyway, yeah. So the bishop was there doing his bishopness, and I didn't know that a bishop wore so many hats. He actually had more hats than the amount of heads that he had.
But he had a little man with him, didn't he?
He had
an assistant.
I try not to use the word skivvy, but sometimes it's the only word that'll fit. And basically, this kid
was a skivvy.
I presume is priest tier.
What was he dressed? What was the skivvy? The skivvy. What was he dressed in? This second in command or assistant?
He was just in your base level, your new priest attire was what he was in.
So he had the dog collar, the full Montgomery.
Yeah, he was like your level 1 priest is what he was. He was
your level 1 priest.
Yeah, he was fresh out of the tutorial zone.
He was a basic level 1 priest.
He was your basic, your common house garden priest.
You should have asked at what point, mate, do you get leveled up in this game?
I think you've got to do like weddings and christenings and stuff to gain experience points to level up.
And on the back of that, I'm very disappointed that you didn't put a word in for the podcast, and we had this guy on, because that would have been fantastic to have some sort of priestiness on.
May have been a language barrier.
Well, I'll try hard not to swear, but I'm not promising anything.
I think English was not his first language.
Oh, he wasn't waffling in Latin, was he? Latin wasn't his first language, was it?
No, Spanish. There was a lot of. I didn't realise, but Jesus was there.
Bless you.
Yeah. So yeah, back to the hat. So he had a very large shield-shaped hat. I don't know what the correct term is for it.
Mitre, I think, is the word.
Right. Well, there's not a make of football.
Not that you wear on your head, no. But yes, I see what you're saying.
Anyway, he had his hat on, and then he had a backup hat underneath.
A reserve. Did he bring it off the bench?
Again, not sure what it's called, what the reasoning is, but every time he stood up to walk somewhere, he would put his big hat on, and when he was sitting down, just relaxing, chilling outside of school and stuff, he would just have his little smaller disc hat on.
He had a do-rag, didn't he, with Bish written on the front?
He didn't have that.
He should have done.
He didn't have that.
He should have done.
But yeah, that's what he had on. Not quite sure the reasoning behind any of the hats.
Because he's weird. That.
And he had his cane as well.
He had his cane, yeah. Was that for Wogan, or do you think that was some sort of for effect?
I'm going to hazard a guess here, and say that it was I think it's called a bishop's cane, but I think it's the kind of cane you see represented with shepherds.
A crook, you mean?
Yeah, and my thought process is...
As opposed to the one that Charlie Chaplin used to spin round in the old black and white movies.
Yeah, and my thought process is that it's to represent he's possibly in charge of the flock.
In charge of what?
The flock.
Oh, flock, right, good.
Of God's children.
Right, I see. And was he tapping little flockers around the arse with it, was he?
No, he was there, and he was dolled up with the nines in bright red, and it was very smart.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Nice.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh well, there you go. Just thought I'd recap that one.
Yeah. Again, I'm not convinced he's actually technically a full bishop, because he did say
I'm not a full bishop.
He'd handed in his notice to the Pope, but the Pope hadn't get back to him yet.
He's put his notice in. Perhaps he's moved. Perhaps he's putting in. Maybe he's put in a transfer.
He's can't become a Buddhist.
Maybe he's just getting a Bosman to ISIS.
Oh.
Maybe he hasn't.
Oh, touchy subject.
Maybe he hasn't.
No.
Touchy subject. Enough about bishops. Yes.
Oh.
He didn't go there, did he? I think you finally did.
That's possibly even worse.
I want to discuss storms and storm names, please.
Well, funny you should mention that.
Is it?
It's actually
not yet, but there's time.
We're forecast for apparently a couple of severe, in places, thunderstorms this evening.
Who you are?
Yeah, I think it's because the temperature's been, for winter, it's been right up. It's been 60 degrees today. It's been nice.
Lucky sodden you.
Yeah, so I think that's in possibility of some T-storms here this afternoon.
But specifically, I want to talk about storms in the UK.
Right.
This year, right, we've had Storm Brendan.
Brendan, yes.
We've had Storm Kiara.
Yep.
Not to be confused with the orangey drink that you used to get in the 90s.
Thunder?
No, Kiora.
All right.
And Storm Dennis.
Dennis,
okay.
Yeah.
Last weekend, we had Storm Jorge.
Jorge, yes, George.
With a J.
Yeah.
Right? And a few people I've spoke to have said, what, why, Jorge, why? I did some research. Right? I did a research into this. Yes, that sort of research. As it turns out, it was named by the Spanish meteorological, whatever the Spanish version of that is.
El meteorologist.
El fucking namey cloudy thing, right?
Oh fuck, that's windy.
Because it had started over that area of Europe, the Spanish named it, because apparently the last one we had was Dennis, so the next one should have been a female name beginning with E, and it should have been Ellen.
I was going to say to you that I'm pretty sure that's the way that hurricanes work over here. They name it. It alternates through the alphabet. It alternates boy girl.
It does here, but apparently this storm originated over wherever in Spain. So the Spanish named it, and the same storm made its way up through northern Europe into the UK area, and they just kept the same name.
Did they? I tell you what, that's why their armada got fucked, because they started naming storms without consent. Yes.
My major beef with this is, I thought we'd left the EU. Right? I thought that was it. I thought we were finished with that.
Are you saying that the storm should have had a passport?
No, what I'm saying is, the minute it got out of European waters, or the area of Europe that's designated as Europe, and into British waters, in the mainland UK area, they should have changed it to Ellen.
Should have given it a pat down, make sure it wasn't carrying any contraband.
And make sure it wasn't trying to sly in across the English Channel on an airbed or an old tractor tyre or something.
Make sure it only had 200 fags.
Yeah. Yes.
And the one bottle of booze.
Yes. That's my main gripe. And that's why we changed the name Jif to Sif, so the fucking Spanish could say it. And now we have to put it with Jorge.
Well, there you go.
It's not on. It's not on. Really.
I must admit, I thought the whole weather thing was a global agreement. I didn't realise the Spanish have taken it upon themselves to just go around naming storms whatever they want.
What are these storms doing during the week? Why are they only turning up on the weekend? Is this just a part-time job? What do they do during the rest of the fucking week?
They've got their feet up just waiting, haven't they?
I mean, are they all smuggling tabs during the week and just turning over here, blowing a fucking gale on the weekend? I mean, what the fuck's all that about?
That's it.
Talk to me about Greta this week.
Well, she's
been over here.
I'll tell you what I did see about her. Hasn't she? Hasn't she and her whole army of lunatics, we'll say, haven't they ruined the field?
I have no idea. Idea.
All right, okay. Clearly you've not heard about this. I'll go into greater detail for you.
Please do.
Don't exactly know where, but apparently there was some sort of gathering of Greta-type people.
Over here.
Right, there you go.
Bristol.
Don't exactly know where it was.
Bristol.
Right. Who's telling the story, me or you?
You, but I'm just you're telling the story, then asking questions. You said I don't know where it was.
Who's fucking this puppy? Right.
Throw me a fucking bone, why don't you?
She's had this meeting, this talk, whatever it is, in Bristol, in some sort of park. Oh, we've just saved the planet. There's blah blah blah. You know, all the usual bollocks that she comes out with. And then they've left, and they've absolutely destroyed the field.
Oh, no, I see where you're going with this. No. This was, it wasn't her. This wasn't her. She was doing something, I haven't come on to this, she was doing something in Bristol where she was encouraging school kids to strike. It was either Oxford University or Cambridge University.
Yeah, it was a major part of the area.
Yeah, it was in the grounds, I'm sure, don't quote me, but I think it was either Oxford or Cambridge where all these fucking, do-gooding fucking yogurt knitting fucking liberal fucking knit your own fucking sandal motherfuckers had decided to turn up, and the like backheeled the fucking turf, and they were digging the fucking turf up with their feet. I'd have shot the fucking, I would have executed every fucking last one of them, mate.
They'd left it a mess.
Yeah. I mean, is that good for the fucking environment? Killing fucking grass?
Yeah, so there's slightly less grass to breathe in all of the carbon dioxide that unfortunately she's still producing from her face.
I'd have her up a fucking chimney. That's where I'd have had her. She'd either been picking fucking potatoes, right, pressing fucking grapes, or up a fucking chimney. That's what I'd have had her. I'll give me fucking Greta Thunberg.
That's the only news or information that I've heard.
No, she came over to some demonstration in Bristol. I think it was Monday. Or it was either Monday this week or Friday or last week, and it was. I don't necessarily think she'd organised the strike, but she was part of whatever this march was for, that was encouraging kids to strike off school, to protest about climate change and all of this nonsense. And on the top of that, what is she, 17, 18 or something?
Yeah.
And a couple of years ago, obviously, she met President, was it, I said Clinton there.
Clinton!
I know where I was going with that one. Obama, yes. And she'd met, I think the Russian Prime Minister she'd met as well.
Yeah.
And she comes out with all this bollocks, telling them she's ruining the planet. You wouldn't speak to any adult like that when I was 15 or 16.
No, you're getting your head taken off, wouldn't you?
Never mind like the Prime Minister or someone like Obama. You know, you're buggering up my planet and this, that. Get her up a fucking chimney. Sod off back to Sweden, eat muesli and play in the fucking snow and stop wasting our fucking daylight and sit in the dark over there.
There it is. There you go.
Just thought I'd put that one out there.
Problem solved?
Yes. Problem that we didn't have. I've made one and then I've solved it.
Yeah, there you go.
Is that not how it goes?
That's an easy fix, I think.
I think so. We've fixed a problem that didn't exist.
I think she's just a pain in the arse.
But yes, but you see, and you think, where has all this come from? Where has she getting all these ideas from and stuff like that? Her father is some climate scientist-y person who deals in climate change, and he's obviously influenced her in whatever way to be a little fucking brat. She took a year off school about 3 years ago. I'd have fucking half-inched her, me. I'd have fucking braided the little bitch, me, to getting back to fucking school. I mean, how many parents at that age say, "Oh, yeah, you have a year off school to protest and cause trouble"?
Yeah.
We missed off. Protest, get into trouble, get locked up, go back to school again.
Yeah, you take yourself a year off. Go get yourself some Asbos.
You get yourself one of them. You get yourself one of them things, them tags around your ankles, love, and get away back to school in Sweden.
She wants slapped with an Asbo and then back to school.
That's right. Get yourself to IKEA with your tag on your ankle, right? Get in the Saab or the Volvo and whack on a bit of ABBA and shut the fuck up. Basically,
right. We'll play the meatballs.
Play the meatballs, yes. I watched a bloke do that on YouTube a couple of years ago. From over, I think his name was Killam. He had a YouTube channel. He still has a YouTube channel.
Meatballs and a Saab inside IKEA?
No, not the Saab. Or the Volvo.
Oh, the Volvo.
Is there 14, or at the time there was 14 or 16, or there is 14 or 16 IKEAs in England and Scotland. And he drove round all of them in 24 hours and had the same meatball, whatever the meal was that you have for your dinner there with the meatballs, in every one. That was what he did in 24 hours or 48 hours.
And you actually sat and watched this?
No, I didn't. I just saw the video was on.
Did you?
I did.
You fucking need a hobby, you.
I need a fucking life. I don't just need a hobby. I need a fucking life. And this is not it.
When you type into YouTube, for that to come up, the most boring video on YouTube. Oh, there you go. Here it is.
Oh, hang on. There's a one above mine.
Yeah. Isn't it sad that a man who's tried every IKEA he possibly could in 24 hours to eat some meatballs has got more views than your fucking shat can? I don't know what happened there, but you don't sound well. Have you just blown your own head off?
Oh, fucking... yeah. I didn't realise, right?
Very unprofessional.
I didn't realise you could get that much coke down your own nose.
Never seen Rhett and Link go on like this, did you?
Oh, now my eyes are watering. Oh, it's okay. I'm sort of back. not completely.
Have you got the corona?
Oh, Jesus. No, all of my coke came back down my nose. and something went back into my mouth again.
Oh,
Too much information. Right, football or sport generally, but we'll start with football. The lads 1-0 defeat to Cov. Discuss. Saw it coming. Can't lie. Cov are on a fantastic run. Right, they don't lose. If they don't win, they draw. Cov.
I understand, and I know they've been doing well, and we've had a little bit of a sticky patch. But
not a sticky patch. We've had 2 games, the last 2 games, right, where we've let in daft goals in the first 5 minutes, and then played catch up.
That's the problem.
And what we've been used to doing is we have gone 3-0 up, and I've listened to this shit. We've gone 3-0 up about 4 or 5 times this year in the first half an hour, and then we got bored.
Yeah.
Because if you've gone to a Sunderland game this season where we've gone 3-0 up, you may as well have gone home at half time.
Yeah.
Because that's all we've done is gone 3-0 up. We haven't killed anyone off. We've gone 3-0 up when you should be fucking annihilating some of these teams. And we've let 2 stupid goals in 2 games. And then the first one, we're lucky in the 96th minute, the 6th minute of injury time, whatever it was, we managed to get it. We managed to squeak an equaliser. You won't do that. You won't do that against Coventry at Coventry. In Coventry, sorry. Well, Birmingham is where they play, but you know what I mean.
At Coventry, in Coventry, with Coventry,
in Birmingham.
Coventry.
I'm putting that in a T-shirt. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Right? Just shut up.
January,
right?
February, Coventry.
Yeah.
2000 in Coventry.
Yeah, there's 13 months in my cal. I'll give you a Gregorian calendar, you bastard. Yes. So yeah. And I didn't. It was on Sky, and I didn't pay for it. Right, I didn't buy the $9.99 24-hour nonsense because I did that against Ipswich with the same intent, thinking we won't fucking score, and we didn't. Because I paid a tenner for the Ipswich game, and it stayed 0-0, and it was the most boring game of football I've ever seen in my life, and I'm pleased I didn't pay for this one. But the Barrow Boys, 2-1 win last Saturday. Now 8 points clear with 10, 11 games to go.
You don't really see anybody catching them, do you?
I'm sure they have signed a West Brom player till the end of the season.
It's a good sign, isn't it?
I mean, I don't know where. I'm not saying he's like.
They signed a player from West Brom as in the team, or they've just found a person that lived in West Brom.
No, they haven't just driven past the services around the West Bromwich area of Birmingham and gone, I'll tell you what it is, he volleyed that cannon to that skip quite well. Let's go and sign him to the end of the season. I don't think that's how it worked. I think they...
Surprised they could find West Brom for all of Coventry, apparently.
Yeah, I did over Coventry the pudding there a bit, didn't I?
Did you not?
I didn't realise Coventry was so popular and so big, is what I said.
I thought you were trying to put subliminal messaging into your podcast by every so often just saying Coventry.
It wasn't even fucking subliminal, I just kept saying the word Coventry.
The weather's lovely outside,
Coventry. It's an affliction. It's like them lot that swear all the time. What is it they call it?
Tourette's.
Yes, but you say Coventry instead of swearing.
Yeah.
I've got Midland Tourette's. I just keep saying fucking Coventry. Oh, there. See, look, it's happened again. So yes, and coronavirus and sport updates.
Yeah, have they decided anything about the ruggers yet?
No.
The
worst I've heard today which is huge. I mean, if you believe anything the fucking Sun has to say, a 2-page spread in the Sun, contingency plans for season to finish behind closed doors. The football season over here. if it goes, I mean, we're getting a map now where like what 3-4 weeks ago we would get like a world map in the paper and you would have like, I don't know, 5 cases in the UK and stuff like that. We've now got a map of the UK and now it's down to areas of the UK.
So
do you know what I mean?
I haven't really heard or seen too much in the news over here about the UK. So where you at over there? What's the script?
I will. I'm gonna. Do you know what? You
able to
just
let me know about
you
the damage anywhere else other than Coventry? Or?
You can you just amuse yourself for 5 minutes? Well,
I will. I'll thoroughly amuse myself by taking the piss out of you.
I think you're being fucking harsh. You see, this is live. Live typing basically is what this is, but not in Coventry.
Yeah.
Not in Coventry. We have 51 now.
51 confirmed cases.
Yes.
I presume,
yes, 51.
I presume God's Little Lake is still untouched up there in the north, is it?
Of course it is. What the hell possible reason would the coronavirus have to come here? It's far too lowbrow for us. Far too lowbrow for us. There's if you look at the like the north-south divide sort of thing, right? You've got them just about all the way up, like Bradford, Leeds, York, across that area. Then there's nothing. And there's been one in Dundee, so that the north east, well, the north generally, Cumbria,
Coventry,
East Yorkshire. No, there's nothing in Coventry. There's nothing in Coventry. And the borders, that area, and then there's one in Dundee. I bet he's popular.
Well, there's none currently, as far as everybody's aware, in New Jersey. There was the one case popped up the other day in New York.
One in New York.
I believe it was somebody that had travelled back from Iran.
Iran, right?
Yeah, I believe whoever it was, the woman was in the medical field, and it had been confirmed that she'd had coronavirus, and she'd said, you know, I understand, and she'd been told and agreed to isolate herself and stay at home. And I think they said that she wasn't ill. So that's the last I heard of the local area for me as far as the corona is concerned.
This guy, this doctor who was the head of public health for England North West, what a fantastic name, Dr. Will Welfare. Right? Yeah. He said that there are 3 new COVID-19 cases in Greater Manchester, including 2 from Bury. Well, they deserve everything they get if you're in Bury or Greater Manchester. Yeah. Right, the 12 new UK cases constitute the second highest single day increase to date.
Right.
Yeah, so we're up to 51, which, if you think when I had this conversation with you last week, you had 53 or 54,
something like that. Yeah,
we're like 3. I don't know what it is now, but we were like 3 behind, and we're just a poncy little island compared to your 50 states.
We've got a corona per state.
Yeah, well, no, apart from California, one particular city in California who were a little bit pissed off that they didn't have a one.
Yeah, I think the biggest place of issue over here is Washington State.
Mm-hmm.
I think I may have read that it got into a care home there. And of course, a lot of elderly there. And it was, I think it had killed 2.
Yeah, but I stand by what the conversation I had with you last week. It behaves very. I mean, I stand to be corrected. I know absolutely bugger all about it.
Said the man in the orthopedic shoes.
That's right. Walk this way. Yeah, if you're old and infirm and you've got one foot in the bar of soap and one foot in the grave. You're more likely you're going to tip yourself over the edge if you get this.
Yeah.
If you're a healthy, sort of clean living person, and chances are you have more chance of recovering than some dothery old fart with a pacemaker and a bad chest.
Was it you that was telling me that bird in Japan's managed to contract it a second time?
It was a bloke, yes. That was last week. He had it. I don't know if he was given anything that I don't know what he was taking or what he did, but he was cured or it left him, or his body fought off the infection. Then he got it again. Right. I mean, if he dies, let's be honest, if he dies this time, what an ultimate fuck you that is.
Yeah.
I only died of coronavirus the second time I had it. Put that in your fucking gravestone.
Yeah. It was so funny the first time. I've done it the second time.
I'm going to keep getting it till it kills us.
Yeah.
Oh, and it has. Football. Oh, yes. Football we haven't spoke about. I forgot to mention this. Watford Liverpool last weekend.
Yes.
3-0 to Watford. End of the Invincibles. End of the unbeaten.
Yes. Yes.
They were awful. They were woeful. They were crap.
Well, as a great PlayStation game once said, when you go through the season and not lose one match, and I think they've done very well.
And we all know without mentioning it what game that was.
Right. You don't have a fucking clue which game it was.
I know exactly what game it was.
No. You just stream together every single football managing or playing game ever and hope that it's right. You call it LMA, Pro Evolution, FIFA,
Premier
Manager.
That was the game. That's exactly the game. That was the one. I remember it now. Now it's all coming back. It's all flooding back now.
It was Premier Manager 98.
That's the one. That's what I was about to say. Yes. So we can all stop talking about Liverpool going through the season not losing the game. And
like you're talking to the masses.
Well, me and you, I meant all of us, all two of us.
Have you heard me say that? When you've answered the phone and the first thing that's come out my mouth is back, I'm going to go through the season and not lose a game, Dan.
No, I meant Liverpool.
I was sick of you answering the phone and that be your opening sentence. I'm pleased they've lost. We can all stop with listening to this now.
Shut up. No, we can all stop talking about Liverpool are going to win the league and not lose a game, right? Nonsense, right? That's.
And we all. Well, I'm pleased we all will do that then.
Well, me and you, all of us two, both all of us two, won't do that.
I'm pleased all of just us will stop saying that now that we've never said.
Well, clearly all both of we will not do that anymore.
Absolute shite, you know that?
So, back to tonight. FA Cup 5th round. Right? Chelsea at home to Liverpool. Prediction.
I think Klopp will have cracked the whip.
But that only helps if you work in a fucking circus, though, surely, or a fucking rodeo at best.
I think he's crap.
He's crap?
I think he's crap.
Oh, no, come on. He's top of the league by fucking 20-odd fucking points. He's got to be fucking good.
I think he's cracked the whip, and I think this is what he said to the boys. He said, right, boys.
Did he say, yee-haw, or keep them doggies rolling or something?
He said, right, boys, but obviously in a Dutch accent, I believe. He said, right, boys.
Tonight is just Coventrys Dutch night.
Yeah, I was sick and tired of everybody saying we would go through the season and not lose a game. Everybody saying it now. That's what he'll say.
Yeah, all right, okay.
He'll say, look, everybody, including Nick and Steve on that shit podcast, they're all done talking about the unbeaten season.
No, I think what he said was, Jordan Henderson, I have listened to your boys on your podcast, and what he said was, that's how that went.
That's what he's going to say, is it?
Well, he's already said it.
Right. Well, I think he's cracked the whip, and they're going to come out Byron, and they're going to win 3-0.
Ooh, right, okay. West Brom Newcastle. I think that was 1-1 at the Town, wasn't it?
I think it's going to be 400 goals to West Brom.
West Brom, which is close to Coventry.
West Brom, they could be down a player. We're not sure, but they could have lost a player to Barra.
Seconds out, round 2.
We're not sure if
they have.
The player from West Brom or somebody from the West Brom area.
Or just some bloke in a car park.
Yeah.
where a car with tinted windows just pulled up, dragged this bloke in from West Brom. And drove him to Barra.
The poor guy was just looking for Coventry.
You're not funny.
I am fucking hilarious.
And then, of course, you've got, which they've decided to put on a cold and windy Tuesday night, you've got the Edinburgh Derby, Hibs and Hearts, which they'll just be a kicking and fighting fest, and occasionally some football will break out, I think, in that one.
Scottish football.
You got that's not two words you can use in the same sentence, is it? Scottish and football.
No.
There are fixtures in Barra's League. There are 6 games, but none involving the lads. The lads don't play till the weekend. We have the Gills this weekend. Sunderland have Gillingham this weekend. We're back at home, thank God.
Gillingham, well known for not being Coventry.
They were never Coventry. They never claimed to be Coventry. It was the media that gave them the Coventry tag.
Are you going to amuse? I need you to amuse yourself here for a moment while I run into shop.
No, I'm gonna press stop recording,